What's up guys, it's Matt Holmes-Jones here, also known as D365Geek, and today we're talking about Power Automate, talking about expressions, and we're going to talk about the uriComponent function in the conversion functions group. So, uriComponent is a function that allows you to pass in a URL, and then it's going to take out some dangerous characters from that URL so you can store that as a string safely. So what exactly does this mean? It means that we're going to take out things like colons and forward slashes so that we can store it safely, because those things are used in code a lot and can maybe break databases or break pieces of code if you try and run through them. So we're going to take those out and we can convert them back later if we wanted to. So let's take a look at it. So here we have a manual trigger flow. We've got a couple of inputs. We've got a text input and a number input. We're going to ignore the number input for now. We're just going to focus on the text one. And we've got this compose action here. So click compose, click expression. We're going to scroll down and we're going to go down to conversion functions. I'm a bit past it. Scroll down until we get to uriComponent. Now, I did cover in a previous video encode uriComponent. Now, both of these functions do the exact same thing. There's no difference in the functions, there's no difference in how they work, just one of them starts with URI and one of them starts with encode. So what I think happened is that the Power Automate team started building these functions, and then at one point they said, do you know what, we should really group these things together. So they duplicated the function and put it down here. Both are still available, both are still fine, but they do recommend that you use the uriComponent instead of the encode one, and I think at some point they may deprecate this and remove it. It's not deprecated at the moment, it's still available, you can still use it, but they do recommend using this one, which is why I want to cover this one in a separate video. And again, it's why there's two. It's it's an explanation as to why there's two. So in this uriComponent here, we want to pass in a value, and that's the only parameter we need to pass in. So we'll click that. We'll go to dynamic content. We'll go to the input from our text input from the manual trigger, and we'll click OK. And then we'll test this. So we'll click test. I'll perform the trigger action, and what we'll do is we'll write https:// Microsoft.com. Let's add in a www.microsoft.com and our /power automate /UI flows. And we'll run the flow. And click done. It runs successfully, so we can see the input is that URL we put in there, and the action out here is this. So this has taken out the colons and the forward slashes both at the start and in the middle as well. So that way this can be stored somewhere else. This can be stored in a database. This can be stored as a variable somewhere, and having it like this is not going to break the majority of code that you're going to be running. If you had colons and forward slashes, that might break the code, which is why this function exists. It allows you to store it safely, and then there is a decode function that allows you to decode this back into the proper string. That it should be the string that we kind of put up, the URL that we put up in there. And that's a function inside Power Automate that I covered in a previous video. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you use a lot? Is it not something you use a lot? Is it something that you think is useful? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you found this video helpful, if you could like it and share with your friends, it's always appreciated. If you've not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.